Hello, in this video, I'm going to run through my Korvold Persist combo deck. Let me get into the combo. So you need a card with Persist. Persist, when it dies, it gets a minus counter. But if you have a card that whenever a creature enters and you put a plus counter on it, then in theory, if you were to sack that Persist creature and get some value off of it dying, you could sacrifice it. It would come back with the minus counter, get the plus and counter, and those two would cancel each other out. Then you could sacrifice it again. They take the damage, and then it comes back with a minus counter, with the plus counter. Those clear themselves out, and you can loop that. So in this video, I'm going to run through all of the cards in my Korvold Persist combo deck. There's some other combos too, but let's get into it. First up, the creatures. I'm going to really categorize them into you need Persist, you need Sacrifice outlets, you need to be able to deal damage, and you need to be able to put plus counters on them. Renata can put counters when another creature enters. Pucci Goblin is an example of Persist. Cauldron Feeder is an example of a good cheap sacrifice outlet, and the Cutthroat is a good example of whenever a creature dies, you get value. So I'm going to organize the cards that way. I've already said that, but Bloodspore Thyrax. 4 mana, each other creature you control enters the battlefield with additional X plus encounters on it, or X is its power. Or X is the number of counters on this. It doesn't super matter, it just matters that your Persist creature can come back with a plus encounter. Woe Strider is a sacrifice outlet that can scry and get you to your missing combo pieces quicker. You have to have these 4 cards in play to go off, and scrying can help you get there. Obsolete Spider. Whenever you put 1 or more minus counters on a creature, each opponent loses a life and you gain a life. So every single time one of your Persist creatures comes back, each opponent loses a life. And the counter comes, the counter leaves with the +1/+1, and you do it again. Interesting. Brontodon, we get a lot of value in this deck off of just sacrificing things, and having a creature you can sacrifice to destroy an artifact or enchantment is good. Ignoble Hierarch, we need a lot of mana. My deck is also based around goblins. So this being a goblin, we can tutor for specifically goblins. Has a little bit of a goblins up theme, so mana, any color that we need it to be, and it's a goblin. Imperial Recruiter, in the original example, I bet all of those creatures had 2 or less power. So this one could have 2 or less power. This one definitely has 2 or less power. Putrid Goblin has 2 or less power. Carrion Feeder does too. And so does the Cutthroat. So this can get any of the cards we need to pull off our Persist combo and win quickly. Tribe Elder can get us a basic land. I think about half of the lands in this deck are basic lands. Might not be the best ratio, but this can be sacrificed, and we have cards that care about things being sacrificed. Again, sacrifice, destroy something, and then on the backside, if you hit day, every single time it attacks, and destroy an artifact or enchantment. But really, it's a creature, it's super cheap, pay 1, sack it. You get value off sacrificing. We need to tutor as much as possible in this deck. You have to be able to tutor up into your combo pieces, and Vragroth being able to attack and tutor into the piece we need is great, plus low power. Timur Sabertooth, you could pay 2 to return another creature you control to its owner's hand. If you do, it gains indestructible. This is a combo piece in this deck. When I find the other card it combos with, I will point it out. Lesser Mastercar is another card with Persist. You only have to pay that discard cost once. So just, you can Persist. Veteran Explorer, we care about sacrificing things, and getting 2 basic land card onto your play is great. They come into play untapped, so you can immediately take advantage of that mana. Your opponents also get lands, but it's not a big deal if you're just going to win that turn. Blood Pet, you can sacrifice it to add red, black to your mana pool. Mayhem Devil is another one of those, we sacrifice, we get value, they lose. This can give us treasure so we can play our more expensive things faster. Wild Cantor, same thing, sack it to add 1 mana of any color. Viscerostia is another sacrifice outlet. Grumgully says each creature non-human enters the plus encounter. We need that for the Persist combo. This is a sacrifice outlet specifically for goblins. And our first example, I believe, let me see if I can find it. Putrid Goblin is a goblin. So this is a sacrifice outlet, and it fills in the niche of also being your effect that punishes them for something dying. So this is a 2-in-1, which is great. Goblin Matron can go get any goblin. Plenty of our combo pieces are goblins. If you need a sacrifice outlet, get this one. If you need the Persist guy, get the other one. And then if you need a plus counter thing, this is also goblin. So Goblin Matron's good. Rendclaw Trow has Persist. We need Persist cards. Blood Artist is one of those. Get value off of it. Cards leaving. Whenever another creature dies, it deals damage to each opponent. Fills in that hole. The Nightblade, whenever a token you control leaves the battlefield, each opponent loses a life and you gain a life. We do have some tokens we can sacrifice for value, and so this can take advantage of that. Persist, and whenever it enters, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. So this can fill in the damage hole and the persist hole. You would just need plus encounters and a sacrifice outlet at that point. So DC can go sack a creature, exploit it, and get any card you need. This can prevent creatures from having minus counters on them, so it can act as the plus counter putting on, because that minus counter goes, it comes, if, oh, it doesn't have a counter, minus counter on it, it persists back. Enters with a -1 counter on it. When it comes back, oh, can't have that counter, sacrifice it. Oh, can't have that counter, sacrifice it. Oh, can't. So that's super cool. Vindictive Vampire can fill that hole of dealing the damage. This can search for a Goblin card, put on top of your library. All of our combo pieces. There's at least one of all of our combo pieces that are Goblins. Whenever -1/-1 counter are put on a creature, so whenever your persist combo happens, you get 1/1s. Reclamation Sage just enters and destroys problematic things. Whenever another creature dies, each opponent loses a life. So those are all the creatures in my build. Next up are the artifacts and enchantments. Defense of the Heart is only 4 mana. During your upkeep, if one of your opponents controls 3 or more creatures, sacrifice it. Search your library for up to 2 creature cards. Put those creatures into play. Shuffle your library afterward. So you need 3 or 4 combo pieces, and this can grab 2 of them if one of your opponents has 3 cards, and guess what they do? Goblin Bombardment can be our sacrifice outlet, and it can be our damage to our opponents. So it fills in 2 niches. Arcane Signet, all decks sense one of Jin want to play that. Blasting Station sacrifices a creature and deals damage. So this is our sacrifice outlet and or our damage outlet, and it untaps a physical time one of our persist creatures come back into play. Ashnod's Altar, way to sacrifice to get some mana. Altar of Dementia, it can be our sacrifice and our win outlet, since target player will sacrifice equal to their sacrifice creature's power. You'll be able to do that, even if it only has 1 power, do it 100 times. So you have infinite loop there anyway. Food Chain, exile a creature you control at X mana of any one color, where X is 1 plus the exiled creature's mana value. Spend this mana only cast creature spells. Super good card in your sacrifice decks. Swiftfoot Boots, 2 and equipment give hexproof and haste. You probably want to protect your enablers, and this is a way to do that. Rakdos Signet, let's ramp fast. This is our creatures enter with a +1/+1 counter on it and prevent your things from being countered, which is good against blue decks. Again, about half of our lands are basic lands, so Star Compass can add mana, whatever type we need. Fire Diamond probably should be replaced. Adds mana quickly. Skull Clamp, we have plenty of X1s, and we can just pay 1 to draw cards off of it. Put a nice proxy there. Mortuary, for 4, it's an enchantment. Whenever a creature is put into your game from play, put that creature on top of your library. So this is where Wild Cantor, Blood Pet, and our commander come into play. We sacrifice Wild Cantor to get a red. It goes, oh, it dies, put on top of your library. Korvold says, oh, you sacrifice something, put a counter on it, and draw a card. So you have infinite mana, and your commander gets infinitely big, which is fun. So that's why those are in the deck. Bastion of Remembrance is our enabler. Whenever something dies, you're going to lose a life and you gain a life. Soul Rain, Fellwar Stone, Impact Trem. Solar Stone's good. You're playing 3 colors. Chances are at least one of your opponents is playing one of your 3 colors. Impact Tremors. This is your enabler for having something enter. If you don't have something that necessarily needs something for it to die, you can still do the loop because it enters and you get value instead of whenever it dies. And then we care about sacrificing things with our commander. That's why we have the Steve, and that's why we have Seal of Primordium. Korvold likes that value. Now into the instants and sorceries. Rush Rebirth is an underplayed card. For black and a green, it's an instant. Choose a creature. When that creature dies this turn, search your library for a creature card with lesser mana value, put on the battlefield, tapped, then shuffle. So you can sacrifice one of our persist creatures, and then you sacrifice the 3 cast, you sacrifice the 4 cast for 3 cast persist, go get a 2 cast that can finish out whatever combo you needed. So Rush Rebirth is a good card. Snuff Out, when you're able to kill things, problematic things, and just have them die paying life, because we're going to win anyway. Grim Tutor, Tainted Pact, Gamble, Demonic Tutor. Those are all tutors. We just need a tutor into our combo pieces, and that's really all that matters. Riveteer's Charm, black, red, green, instant. Choose 1. Target opponent sacks a creature, or exile top 3 cards of your library, and you can play them, or exile each target player's graveyard. I was playing against some of my people in my play group, and they were playing indestructible things, and I just needed to have them sacrifice. Plus, it's on theme for people to be sacrificing things. On Earth, most of our combo, you can probably find one of each of our combo pieces for 3 or less mana, and on Earth can do that for us. And then Fatal Push, we need to kill problematic things and early, like enter the battlefield to leave the battlefield. Things don't trigger. We got to go with the Fatal Push that quickly. Next up, let's get into the lands. Zatora's Proving Ground, Triland, Boseiju Who Endures, Mystic Peak. This is just, like I said, a lot of basic lands. This can go get you any instant or sorcery for 5 mana on one side, so we can go get our tutors back. But at worst, it's just a tapped mountain, or you can pay 3 life to have come to play untapped, which is great. Dragon Skull Summit, Bloodstained Mire. We like these sacrifice fetch lands because our commander cares about them. Luxury Suite comes to play untapped. So Arid Maze has sacrifices. We get to draw a card from our commander. Foreboding Ruins, Spire Garden, Verdant Catacombs, Misty Rainforest, Underground Stadium, Orborg, Underground Tomb, Yavimaya, Command Tower, Llanowar Waste, Exotic Orchard, Marsh Flats, Rockfall Vale, Sulfuris Springs, Sakuzan, and then all of our basics. And then the P-colored basic from Ether Drift. So those are all of the cards in my Korvold deck. This is good with those cards that give us infinite mana. We can just return them, and then some of our artifacts and enchantments care about when things die, and some of them care about whenever they leave the battlefield. That is my Korvold Goblin-based Persist combo deck. You let me know your thoughts on it in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. I mean, you watched me talk about it for 11 minutes, so I'm sure you liked it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and may your top decks be ever in your favor. Thanks.